Let us now look at conditional formatting. So from OpenPy Excel dot styles, I want to import pattern fill, and I also want to import colors. Then again from OpenPy Excel dot styles dot differential, I want to import differential style. And then one final time from OpenPy Excel dot formatting dot rule, we want to import a rule. Excellent. So we say red underscore background is equal to pattern fill, where my background color or my BG color is equal to colors dot red. My differential style is equal to differential style, where my fill is equal to my red background. Then my rule is equal to rule, and we are using a type which is an expression, and then we can say dxf is equal to diff underscore style. And then finally rule dot formula. Here we define what is the formula that we are writing in the rule. So we are writing $H1 has to be less than 3. Finally, sheet dot conditional underscore formatting dot add. So here we define where all we want the format to be applied. So we want it from A1 to O100, and we want to apply the rule. And finally, we will save our workbook. So workbook dot save, file name is equal to, let's just call this samples CF for conditional formatting dot XLSX. Let's see what happens now. There is some error that has come in. Let's just quickly double check. I think the C has to be capital. Yeah, everything is great now. Let's look at samples underscore CF. So what we have done is we have created a workbook, and if you notice, all the rows have been highlighted as a red color. And what is the condition here? That the value in column H has to be less than 3. So if you notice, if I apply a filter and I select the 3's, nothing is colored. Same thing for the 4 and the 5 as well. But if I select the 1 and the 2, you notice that all of these rows have been colored. If you go to home, conditional formatting, and then manage rules, you notice that the rule has been applied here, right? It actually should be applied only one time. I ran the Python code 2 times. That's why you saw it 2 times. But basically, this is what we did. So rather than manually coming here, going to new rule, and then applying a rule, we managed to do this using Python. So that was the first example. Let's do a few more. So we say from OpenPy Excel dot formatting dot rule, I want to import my color scale rule, and then my color scale rule is equal to color scale rule, where my start type is equal to min, and our start color is equal to colors dot red. Our end type is equal to the max, and our end color is equal to, let's say, a contrasting color. So we choose colors dot green. Okay, so we say sheet dot conditional formatting dot add, and we want to apply this to only one column, so h2 colon h100, and we want to apply the rule we created, which is color scale rule, and then we can save our workbook. So workbook dot save. In fact, I can just copy the same thing from earlier. So workbook dot save, and let's call this cf2. And there's an error. Let's quickly check. So start underscore type, and what else is not there? So we have sheets. Okay, it should not be sheets, it should actually be only sheet. So we have done this, and let's see the result now. So we have cf2, and this time you notice in column h, very smartly, the color scale has been applied, ranging from red to green like this. If we go to manage rule, you will notice that this is the graded color scale that has been applied. So the lowest is the minimum, which we used in the code. The maximum is the highest, which is the max value. And the color is red and green. So what we did when we wrote this min and max and red and green is exactly what I showed you in the rule. Let's do one more. So this time we want to apply icon sets. So from open PyExcel dot formatting dot rule, we want to import our icon set rule, and icon set rule is equal to icon set rule, and I want to write 5 arrows. So that's the style that we are using. You can find the other styles on the internet. NUM, and then we want to write 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Once we have done this, we can write sheet dot conditional formatting dot add. We are applying this to h2 colon h100, and we want to apply our icon set rule, and then we can save our workbook. So let's call this cf3, and when we run this in the folder, we will get cf3, and this time you notice we get the icon sets as well. So we get these 5 arrows in column H. Let's do one final one. This time I want to show you data bars. So from open PyExcel dot formatting dot rule, we want to import our data bar rule, and data bar rule is equal to data bar rule, where my start type is equal to num, or start value is equal to 1, our end type is also a number, and our end value is equal to 5, and then our color is equal to colors dot green, and then we can say sheet dot conditional underscore formatting dot add, and we want to apply this to the same set of cells, which is h2 h100, and we want to apply the rule called data underscore bar underscore rule, and we can save our workbook one final time. We call this 4, and there's something wrong. Let's quickly check. Okay, this has to be inside double quotes, and start type needs to have an underscore here, and color needs to have, oh, I've made a lot of mistakes here, but it's working now. And if we go back to C4, which is CF4, you notice that this time we get a data bar in the column as well. Let me just increase the width so you can see this clearly. You will notice that the data bar has also been applied. Now remember, I've given you a few examples, but like this, there are lots of different variations available in conditional formatting. So please make sure to read the documentation. I've given you a few examples. We have done our basic conditional formatting. We have done color scale, we have done icon sets, we have done data bar, we have highlighted an entire row, but there are lots of other options also available. You will have to read the documentation for this.